60 years ago today, 9 black students were denied entry into Little Rock Central High School. I spoke with people today who remembered that day and considered the Little Rock 9 heroes.
I felt their pain. I understood the cost of what they went through to get that education.
A night of vandalism hits one quiet Sherwood neighborhood.
What I would offer as advice is to have more respect for people.
In Beaumont, Texas, the cleanup has begun for many people whose homes were flooded during Hurricane Harvey. Now they want to know when the disposal process will begin so they can get rid of all the moldy debris they've been pulling out of their homes.
And in a city in need of comfort,
God bless you, thank you.
one Houston mom opens her heart and her arms to spread a little love. On this day, 60 years ago, 9 African-American students were blocked from entering Little Rock Central High School, a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Tonight, THV11's Melissa Zigowitz joins us live at Central High, where she spoke with people about the significance of this day in history.
Well, Craig, I spoke with multiple people today who say the Little Rock 9 are heroes, and they say because of their efforts, they have changed the lives for children to come.
Look at what they went through. Look at what the fight for equality and education cost us.
Monday marks 60 years since the Little Rock 9 were first denied entry into Central High.
They had the guts, the nerve, the stamina to take anything that came about.
Okay.
People who visited the school Monday say it brought back memories of their past.
I myself am a product of the 60s and 70s.
Dr. Joyce M. Whitfield graduated high school in 1966 in California, making this an emotional experience for her.
I felt their pain. I understood the cost of what they went through to get that education.
And her daughter Mashari says the Little Rock 9's bravery inspires her.
I'm really grateful, and I feel a sense of responsibility to continue to carry the torch.
The governor of Arkansas ordered the National Guard to block the Little Rock 9 from entering the school as soon as possible, so they never even made it onto the sidewalk. The Wilkins family also came from Dallas to pay their respects.
It touched me because it allowed me to go to school.
Kind of opened up a little memory when I was going to school, from going to an all-white school, and I'm the only black girl.
Although this event happened 60 years ago, those 9 students are still making an impact today.
They were carrying the burden of every colored child back then, or African American now, on their shoulders, and they knew that was the cost of their burden.
Now, in honor of the 60th anniversary of the Little Rock 9, the museum also put out a walking tour where Elizabeth Eckford took her first steps into the school. The tour was put together by students here at Central High in partnership with Elizabeth. Reporting live from Central High, Melissa Zigowitz, THV 11 News.
All right, Melissa, thank you. By the way, Ed, I might want to mention that a lot of the video you'll find in that Central High School Museum comes from THV11. And it's an honor to have our video in that museum.
Yeah, that's quite some history, isn't it?
It is.
I tell you what, history is so interesting, and we can learn so much from it. So
exactly.
60 years ago. All right. So today, a beautiful day weather-wise, a little bit cloudy at times, but generally speaking, it was actually a warmer day than we've seen in some time. Take a look at some of the highs from today. It was 90 today in Little Rock, and that's a big deal. I mean, we haven't seen 90 much this summer, or even into this fall, but we saw 90 today, 94 in Hot Springs today, 93 the high temperature in Camden. We won't see 90s again for the rest of the week. Matter of fact, tonight, temperatures will drop down into the 70s, but notice those rain chances popping up. And tomorrow, rain chances at 50% with a high of 85. So rain tomorrow, that's going to signify the cool front, which means much nicer air and much cooler weather to talk about coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ed, new tonight, a normally quiet neighborhood in Sherwood concerned after acts of vandalism this weekend. And THV11's Caitlin Gardenhire spoke with one man who's lived there for decades who has a message for the person responsible.
Over the weekend, windows of several cars were smashed in Sherwood and North Little Rock. One victim I spoke with today says it's one thing if whoever did this was trying to steal something out of his truck, but he feels whoever did this simply did it for fun.
My name is James Douglas Freeman, but I go by, all my friends call me Doug.
James Freeman has lived on Barber Street in Sherwood since 1961.
This is really a nice neighborhood, mostly older families. I've had some vandalism with my truck, but it's been mostly just eggs.
But this weekend, the vandalism went a step too far.
They had to use either a ball bat or a sledgehammer or something.
He says someone busted out the back window of his truck Saturday.
I had 2 toolboxes in the back, but they didn't take either one of them.
He's upset that someone would vandalize his property for no reason.
I think it's just vandalism. Some young person's out having fun.
His car, not the only one hit that night. Just down the road, a girl's car window was also smashed in. Nothing taken from her car either. But both victims out hundreds of dollars to repair their windows. And as for Mr. Freeman, he has some advice for whoever is responsible.
What I would offer as advice is to have more respect for people, and especially elderly people. Since we're in that stage now where we're elderly, it's not as easy to get things done as a younger person, but it's wrong to do it to anyone, no matter what their age is.
If this has happened to you, Sherwood police are asking people to fill out a police report instead of just posting about it on Facebook. And if you know anything about the vandalism, call police.
All right, Caitlin, thank you. Well, we've got 4 months until qualified patients can begin taking medical marijuana in Arkansas. One doctor says not enough people are signing up. So Dr. Philip Dinn started an online business and put up a billboard along I-30 in Bryant. EvergreenArkansas.com promises customers a chance to apply online, get an in-person evaluation, and get a legal marijuana card. He says he's doing it because not enough other doctors are willing to approve their patients.
I kind of saw that the option is not really readily accessible for patients of Arkansas. I thought it's best that I kind of get involved and maybe do whatever I can.
Dr. Dinn is connected with Saline County Medical Center in Benton. The business is all online. He charges about $250 for the evaluations, but says that's less than other doctors, and he hopes the price goes down even further. As Hurricane Irma looms in the Atlantic Ocean, some South Florida residents have decided to begin preparing in case Irma makes a turn toward the Sunshine State. Although it's too early to tell if South Florida will be hit, as Ed mentioned, some residents are not taking any chances. In the case of a disaster, residents are urged to have enough food and water to last 3 days for every person in their household. Arkansas sent 500 National Guardsmen to Texas today, and another 500 will head out tomorrow. They'll join the 500 already in place, helping Texas state officials with whatever they need, from search and rescue to assisting with law enforcement. And the more Harvey's flooding recedes, the easier it is for people in Beaumont, Texas to get in their homes and start making repairs. THV11's David Limpin introduces us to a family that's starting to clean up and shows us the steps that officials want them to take.
The floodwaters didn't pick and choose what they destroyed, but getting rid of everything that's covered in mold is the first step toward rebuilding. Now local leaders here in Beaumont are asking everyone for help making that collection process as quick as possible.
It's pretty heartbreaking.
With Elvis all over their walls, you might think the Hargraves' house would be Heartbreak Hotel right now. Instead, all that memorabilia helped them smile as they start ripping the house apart.
We're going to tear all the floor out, and then we're going to go and cut the sheetrock out probably a foot above the water line, and then let it dry out, spray Clorox on it, and try to get rid of the mold, and then let it dry out for however long it's going to take.
Alex Hargraves returned to his house in Finette on Sunday after evacuating to Lumberton. He said it got about 1.5 feet of water inside.
I thought it was going to be worse. Yeah, sure did. I thought it was going to be at least 3 foot. Looking from the outside, I saw pictures. People passed by and took pictures in a boat, and it was up to the windows.
If you have a debris pile like this, Jefferson County officials want you to organize it before you take it to the curb. They want you to separate out your construction debris and your furniture, your appliances with your other electronics, and then have more separate piles for any plant and yard debris and your typical household hazards like your oils and paints. Because all those things will end up in separate areas once they're collected. So if you can separate them now, that will speed up the collection process.
You know, it takes you a long time to build it, but don't take long to get it out.
Hargraves had help Monday from his son, his nephew, and their friends. Unfortunately, even the king can't flip a switch and make life return to normal.
Never, never, ever. I've never seen this much water out here, ever. And I've been here 56 years, all my life.
The first debris trucks will start making their rounds on Thursday, but it could take several weeks for them to get to everyone, so there could be piles of debris lined up along roads all across Jefferson County. Reporting from Beaumont, Texas, David Lippman, THV11 News.
All right, David, thank you. Coming up after the break on THV11 News at 10, possible rain chances looming in our area tomorrow. Plus, one central Arkansas neighborhood is hoping to reach new residents with family-friendly events. We'll tell you all about them when we come back.